So, what really drives you? It's a huge question, right? Today, we're going to unpack a psychological framework that gives a pretty fascinating answer. And we're not talking about whether you're an introvert or an extrovert. We're going way deeper into the core values that secretly shape your choices, your career, pretty much your whole life.
I mean, just think about the people you know. Why does one person dedicate their entire life to scientific research, while their best friend is totally obsessed with building a business from scratch, and another person finds absolute joy in social work? We all go in such wildly different directions. What's the invisible force that's guiding us?
Well, while a lot of theories focus on our surface level traits, one psychologist had a different idea. He believed the real answer is buried somewhere deeper. He argued that to truly understand people, you can't just watch what they do, you have to figure out what they fundamentally value.
And that psychologist was Edward Spranger. He came up with this really cool theory of personality. He called it the value compass, basically suggesting that our deepest worldview is what points us in the direction of who we become and what we do. So, Spranger's theory kind of flips the script on personality. It's not just some random mix of habits. No, he saw it as a direct reflection of what we truly prioritize in life. Our core values, in his view, are the engine that drives everything. Our actions, our thoughts, how we see the world.
The best way to think about it is like you have an internal compass. For some of us, that compass needle is always pointing toward discovering truth. For others, it might be pointing toward creating beauty or maybe helping people. And it's this internal compass that guides us through all of life's big, messy decisions. Okay, so what are these different directions our compass can point in? Well, Spranger identified 6 fundamental value orientations, and he used these to define 6 pretty distinct personality types. Let's dive in and break them down. Here they are, the big 6: theoretical, economic, aesthetic, social, political, and religious. Now listen, it's super rare for someone to be purely one type. Most of us are a blend, a mix of all of them, but we usually have one or two that are way more dominant than the others. So let's check them out one by one. First up, we've got the theoretical type. For this person, the ultimate goal, the thing that gets them out of bed in the morning, is the discovery of truth. They're driven by this bottomless curiosity and a need to just understand. This is the person who is always asking why. They thrive on logic, on data, and on bringing order to chaos by building these big, complex systems of thought. These are our scientists, our philosophers, our researchers. Folks who value knowledge for its own sake, not just for what you can do with it. Next, we have the economic type. And heads up, this isn't just about money. It's about utility and practicality. This person is all about tangible results and what actually works in the real world. For them, success is all about efficiency and getting a return on your investment, whether that's an investment of time, energy, or resources. These are our entrepreneurs, our business leaders, our builders, people who get a real buzz from creating tangible value and seeing practical results. Okay, now for a complete 180, we meet the aesthetic type. This is the person who experiences the world through a lens of harmony, form, and beauty. For them, life feels most meaningful when it's filled with experiences that are rich with emotional depth and sensory pleasure. Think of the artists, the designers, the musicians, the nature lovers. Anyone who finds deep value in the sheer beauty and balance of the world around them. All right, let's move on to the social type. The core driver here is just a deep, genuine love for people. This type is fueled by empathy and a powerful desire to help others. The social type finds their greatest fulfillment by helping people, by easing suffering, and by just making other people's lives better. Their compass points directly toward compassion and service. They're the caregivers, the teachers, and the advocates in our world. Next up is the political type. Now, this isn't necessarily about government or running for office. It's really about power and influence in any area of life. What really motivates this type is leadership, the ability to organize and direct other people toward a common goal. They tend to be ambitious, strategic, and often pretty competitive. You'll find them in management, leading companies, or any role where they get to be in charge and guide the way. And finally, we have the religious type. This orientation is all about finding a higher meaning, a connection to the big picture, to the whole of existence. And hey, this isn't just about organized religion. It can be a personal philosophy or a deeply held ethical code. This person's life is guided by their search for an ultimate purpose and a powerful desire to live in a way that aligns with their core spiritual or moral beliefs. Okay, so we've got these 6 types. Cool, but how does this actually play out in real life? Let's try and connect this theory to some real-world examples. You can totally see the clear lines between these values and the careers people choose. Someone who is strongly theoretical might find incredible fulfillment as a university professor, just lost in the world of ideas. An economic type? They'd probably thrive as an entrepreneur, building something real from the ground up. And a social type often finds their true purpose as a social worker, directly making lives better. Your dominant value is often a huge clue to a career that will feel truly meaningful to you. So now, let's bring all of this back to you. Understanding this whole framework isn't about sticking yourself in a box, especially since we're all a mix. It's really about getting some clarity on your own internal compass. Here's the key takeaway, the big so what. When you can identify your own North Star, whether that's truth or beauty or usefulness or compassion, you can start navigating your life with so much more intention. It can help you finally understand why some things feel so right and other things just feel off. Ultimately, it gives you the power to build a life that's genuinely aligned with who you really are. So that leaves us with one final question to just let roll around in your head. Looking at these 6 different orientations, which one really resonates with you? What do you think is the core value that's truly, deeply driving your choices?